Derek Carr would be a better fit on the Niners than on the Raiders because Derek Carr actually has a big arm. And the reason he's so conservative about throwing the ball down the field to me is because John Gruden is anal and a micromanager and wants every throw to be 3 yards. He just does. And that's much better for a guy like Marcus Mariota. Derek Carr, you put him on the Niners, put him under center and let him throw downfield to George Kittle, he'd be great. Honestly. Kittle and Derek Carr together would be a terrific combination. Not to mention all the easy throws to Debo and Ayuk. Yeah, Derek Carr would be way better on the Niners than on the Raiders. So that would be something to look for. If the Raiders don't like Derek Carr, they scapegoat him for their problems and bring in someone like Lance or Fields, and the Niners can get Carr. I might prefer him to Wentz. I don't know. Something to think about. Could we afford Dak? I don't think so. I think Dak's just too expensive. But again, Dak would be perfect as well. Imagine Dak Prescott on this team being able to hand off to Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert. I mean, yeah, he has Ezekiel Elliott, but Ezekiel Elliott's kind of old. I mean, he's not old, but he's got a lot of tread on his tires. He's kind of slow. That offense is just terrible. There's not a lot of easy completions in Dallas. Here, it's way easier. Dak would be great here, but I don't think they're going to get him. Coach, Saleh gets a head coaching job. Niners get a 3rd-round pick from an NFL minority hiring program. It's true. Why won't Kyle listen to you with special teams? That's a good question because he listens to me with everything else. He loves my input. But in this, he just doesn't listen. He needs to be using Brandon Ayuk as the full-time returner. Having, I don't know, who was it last time? River Craycraft? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Now, maybe to be fair, maybe what's going on, okay, hold on. Luke, I'm going to get to you in a second, is that maybe in practice, Brandon Ayuk is not doing well returning punts. Maybe he drops a lot of balls. Maybe they're trying to get him prepared and he's not doing well in practice. Maybe he has ball security issues. I don't know. I'll give Kyle Shanahan the benefit of the doubt. I don't get to see practice. So next year during training camp, I'm going to keep a close eye on Ayuk and see if he drops punts. Because if he doesn't, then Kyle Shanahan doesn't have an excuse. I don't care about the injury excuse. That's baloney. Give me one example of a punt returner getting hurt, returning a punt. If you can give me one example, then give me 2. Luca, Grant, how do you get into sports journalism and how did you get your job, if you wouldn't mind telling, because your job is cool as hell? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think you really do get into sports journalism. I don't think I've gotten into sports journalism yet. It's impossible to get jobs. There's like 2 of them. I think basically what you do is you just start doing it. You want to write? You write. Now, what helps you is to read and take English classes. I would recommend being an English major in college instead of a journalism major, because I think you could probably learn journalism. You could read a book. But to learn writing and what good writing is, that takes years. So I would recommend be an English major and just start doing it. If you got something to say it, tweet it, write it. You see how people get started. People write for me. I like to give people a platform. Basically, you got to create yourself a platform. You got to create yourself a platform. You can't wait for The Athletic or ESPN or one of these places to give you a platform and make you a star. Because I don't know, maybe it'll happen. Never happened for me. I just say really crazy things on Twitter and then I get more followers and that's a bigger platform. And, I don't know. Just start. The younger you start, the better. Because that way, like me, I was terrible in my 20s, but you stick around, then you hit 32 and people are like, you've been around a long time. I don't really remember how bad you used to be in 2013, and people forget. So that's what I would say. Get started young. Don't take no for an answer. Just give yourself the job. You want a radio show? Start one. That's basically what I did. This is a radio show. 95.7 and KMBR haven't given me the offer yet. So you know what? Let's just do it on my own and from my bedroom. Seems to work. That's the thing. In the 80s, it would be very difficult. You'd really, if you were asking my dad this question in 1985, he'd be like, well, you got to call this person, get to know this person, send your things to this person. In 2020, it's like the camera's on your computer, just broadcast. If you want to write, You could write for me. You could write for the Web Zone. There's all kind of places with big platforms who'll be willing to let you write. And you're not going to get paid at first, but what you need is a platform. You need people to know who you are. So, and then you got to be crazy like me. So when you have people's attention, you don't lose it. You just got to say stupid stuff. Use talking voices, That's what I try to do. It works for me.